I was actually shocked with how much progress I was making. But then I kept on implying the whole principles you've given me. So the whole 90 days was a tremendous success. And the success goes beyond 90 days, I think, because it's not just stopping after 90 days, it's getting better and better and better with the skill sets, with the words and the stuff you have equipped us with. We're actually unstoppable at this point.
Um, Hello, Chioma. Are you well?
Hey, I'm good, Lakeisha, and yourself?
I'm doing great, thank you. Good to see you. So, Chioma, this is really for us to have a real conversation on your experience over the last 90 days. So, if we can start, and I want you to be honest, I want you to be real. Is that all right?
That's fantastic.
Perfect. So, if we can start by talk me through like where you were before we got started with coaching and like why you even wanted coaching in the first place.
Yeah, I was in a place of kind of like confusion. I had a lot of thoughts and ideas, and I didn't want to touch them because I'm going to mess it up. But then I saw what you had put out. I saw your ad, and I was like, you were so confident in what you had to offer, and I was like, okay, let me trust you. And I held your hand, and then we had our first session, and you really reassured me that this is what we're going to do. This is the plan. This is your skill set, and you were so much more confident in me than I was in myself, and you helped me break down in little bit by bit. You made sure everything was well structured, well organized, and the action plan was not just with the goals we had. It was actually mentally preparing yourself for the lows and the highs and how to push through that. So it was creating or coaching me to a point where I feel unstoppable regardless of the outcome, because there was a plan A, there was a plan B, there was a plan C. You actually helped me organize everything in a way that if this happens this week, the next week after that, you were so well structured with your thought process and with your coaching. It was quite empowering, and it embodied a lot of confidence in me. Going from a place where I was just addressing myself as, okay, as someone that wanted to start something. You spoke life into us in a way. You would even call us CEOs. Your meetings. What are you celebrating? There were things that were so shy to talk about, but
Yeah.
then you'd be like, no, that's something to celebrate. I think being in this whole journey of self hustling, it really requires you to own what you have, and you actually embodied that, and we saw that, and you coached us to actually have that capacity to do it ourselves. Yeah.
Love that. Amazing. And talk me through, you did touch on sort of the overall 90-day experience.
Yeah,
Is there
yeah.
anything else that you want to add to that? And then also, what were like your biggest wins? Like what happened? You said you went from starting. So when you did start over the 90 days, what was happening for you?
Yeah, the big wins. The first one was the result. I think 2 weeks into it, I got the first pay. It was like the goal was just like something estimated £1,000. I didn't want anything too drastic. You were like, you can do this, you can do this, and I was like, oh my gosh, we made £2,000, and you were like, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. I was actually shocked with how much progress I was making. But then I kept on implying the whole principles you've given me. So the whole 90 days was a tremendous success. And the success goes beyond 90 days, I think, because it's not just stopping after 90 days, it's getting better and better and better with the skill sets, with the words and the stuff you have equipped us with. We're actually unstoppable at this point.
Amazing. So for you, are you saying like over the 90 days, it was £2,000 over like
Monthly,
3 months?
monthly. £2,000
Yes.
monthly. So it's like 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. So it's like 6,000 in 90 days.
Let's go. I'm so proud of you. And talk me through because we had an early, but when we first spoke, I remember our first
Yeah.
conversation. And what was your mindset? I don't know if you remember that conversation, but what was your mindset about starting a business, about going for your dreams? Like what was happening for you?
Yeah, to be honest, I just felt like I was in a safe space.
Mm.
9 to 5 is a very safe space. You don't want to push any barriers, you don't want to do anything absurd. But then you were like, you want something, and if you want something, you have to get it. That you can only give yourself that. So you actually pushed me and you empowered me to break the boundary, to like come out of my comfort, and you asked for permission. So you're like, can I push you? Can I encourage you? And I was like, yeah, and I was so shy.
Yeah.
And yet you actually empowered me to like go past the path of being comfortable and
Mm.
like embody this. Like, what's the worst that can happen? You're going to be a success. I don't even know if maybe a lot of us are afraid of like losing that stability of 9 to 5, but you were like, no, 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 you can actually do this. You carried so much courage and faith in what you had and the package that you had to offer, and I sincerely believe in it now.
Yes, that is amazing. And so that's really interesting just hearing your journey. Talk me through like
Mhm.
what made you specifically decide to choose me as your coach?
It was just popping up a lot on my feed, and I was like, you know your stuff, and I would just brush it off. And I would like a post and I'll brush it off. And I'll like a post and I'll brush it off. And you actually reached out one day. You were like, hi, can we work? Because I noticed you noticed I was like engaging in your post, but but I was so shy. I was like, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. There's a lot of fear. The fear to take the first step. It's always the biggest fear. But I was
Mm,
like, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. Then you're like, hi, can we then you had a discovery call with me, and the discovery call, it was just wonderful. I was very comfortable to share. You were very encouraging, you were very empowering. You really had on that discovery call, you actually gave me like a blueprint, like a rough sketch of what we will be doing. So I was super confident in what you had to offer. I was super confident I could work with you because all my years, nothing seems too stupid or absurd or unachievable. It was like,
yeah.
yeah, we can. And so you actually held my hand through everything. And I can't really thank you enough, to be honest.
You are so welcome, and it's been amazing to see your journey. So I'm curious to know. So you at the
Mm,
point where you knew you wanted to start something, you had seen my post.
yeah,
Of course, we
yeah,
spoke, and of course,
mm,
we started working together on your 90-day journey
yeah.
to learn to get paid for what you know. Was there anything
Mhm.
that nearly stopped you from moving forward at all, or was it like, let's go, I'm ready?
I think what stopped me was I have to put in the work and I have to be able to balance it with 9 to 5.
Mm,
It was the fear of that
mm,
and the fear of like it's going to look weird to other people. Like, come on, you should be okay with 9 to 5, or you should be okay with where you are. And then,
mm,
you want what you want. And then it's just I think it was like external influence of what am I going to say or how am I going to juggle this with social life. But
yeah,
it's actually, taking the bold step. Like if you don't chase your dreams, nobody will chase it for you. So,
I love
and
that.
you were so consistent. I think your consistency really was something that was wonderful to see, even with your posts, with the way you interacted with potential um trainees, the way so it was like you are just pushing, you came up so confident that I actually had to, I had to see what you were about, to be honest with you. And I watched a lot of videos of
Mm.
testimonial videos, and I was like, I don't know, I don't know. I was like just scared, but you just kept on keeping on, and you were just pushing, and you knew what you were about. So I was like, let me just try. Let me cross my fingers, and I really don't regret any step at all. To be honest, you've been with me, the highs, the lows, even when I was unsure about stuff, because I had like cold feet. I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. You were like, no, you can, you can. You see things before they happen. I think you have that foresight. So that really goes a long way in the way you coach us because you actually see something in us that we don't see ourselves. And it's very wonderful that you do this for people, that you hold our hands, you empower us because at the end of the day, you've empowered us to empower others as well. Like a whole lot of my colleagues are like, oh my gosh, can I do this too? Like, oh my gosh, can you help me with this? I'm like, this are the people that I thought were going to judge me for like pushing the boundary. And now like they come
Wow.
to me and yeah. So it's like a full circle moment of you coaching me to coach others or you empowering me to shine a light on others as well. So you are actually super awesome. You're like a superhero, but people don't
Oh,
know.
thank you. And I love that you said a full circle moment. You went from, checking
Yeah.
out the testimonials and being like, to
Yeah,
being
I
a
watched
testimonial
almost all the
yourself.
testimonies. Yeah, I watched almost as much on YouTube, and all of them they had like this pink background. I watched everything. I think, oh my gosh, and I was like, I'm just scared. I'm just scared. I'm just scared. But I just trusted the process, and I have not regretted it once. To be honest,
That.
super awesome. You're super
Yeah.
awesome.
And now you're here doing a testimonial. And not only that, but you were wondering what would people think, what are they going to say? And now those same people that you were thinking, what would they say? They're now coming to you like,
Like,
Chioma, like I want your help. That is so
yeah.
beautiful. Love it.
Thank
My
you so much.
last question to you, what would you say to anyone who's seen me, they've seen my content, they want help, they want support, they want to learn to get paid for what they know, but they're just on the fence? Chioma, what would you say to that person?
To be honest, if you have to take a risk, it's going to be a big reward. You're not going to regret it at all. You looking at your posts, looking at testimonials, you too can testify. You too can have that beautiful life that you've dreamed of. It's not far out of reach as you think. It's not as difficult as you think. If you just believe in yourself and let Lakeisha coach you, you won't regret it. It's something that the reward has been 10 times more than I imagined, to be honest. It's spiraled, not just in that my side hustle life, in my personal life, in my social life that I wasn't even afraid I was going to lose. Everything just bloomed from there. Everybody's stunned. Everybody's like looking at me. And one of my sisters actually said, "Oh my gosh, you're unstoppable." And like she just noticed that she said, "The way you go about this, I pity anybody that's gonna stop you. Like this is people testifying on my behalf, like the work you've done with me." So I just have to tell them to like take that step, make that bold step. They should hold your hand and you're gonna take them. The sky is the starting point, to be honest.
Love it, Chioma. You have been amazing. I know there's
Thank you so
already
much.
more, there's bigger, there's greater to
Thank
come.
you
So
so much. Thank
keep
you
up
so
the great
much. Thank you
work.
so much. Thank you so much for taking me on because I know I'm a lot. The things I wanted to do were so much, but you were just wonderful throughout. Never made me feel as though everything was too much, everything was absurd. You just were like, okay, you took notes and then you held me through it, you coached me through it, you believed in me, you pushed me, you encouraged me. Your resources are excellent. I keep saying this, your resources, your videos, your slides. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. You really do an amazing. This is coming from a place of passion because I read your story and how you were working 9 to 5, how you were in school, and I read everything, and you pushed yourself and you could do more. You felt you could do more. And to be honest, you are doing more in the lives of people. And I just want to say thank you for following your dream because you've helped me follow mine as well. Thank you.
Chioma, it's been a pleasure. You are so
Thank you so
welcome.
much. Thank
Take
you so
care.
much.
You are
Thank
welcome.
you.